why you?
Why me? Because the WWF needs a superhero like the Blue Blazer. One that can protect good from evil.
The world of WWE is filled with larger-than-life characters, high-flying stunts, and unforgettable rivalries. But behind the glitz and glamour, some stories take a tragic turn.
Going to make a very spectacular superhero-like entrance from the rafters, and something went terribly wrong here.
Stories of wrestlers whose untimely and shocking deaths shook the wrestling world to its core. These are the superstars we watched with awe, unaware of the battles they faced outside the ring. In today's video, we're diving deep into the most shocking deaths in WWE history. Get ready to revisit the legends we lost too soon.
Let's talk about business. First off, Owen Hart, I'm praying for you, buddy.
Have you ever watched a moment of triumph turn into a devastating tragedy right before your eyes? For me, one of the most heartbreaking events in WWE history was the shocking death of Owen Hart. I remember that night clearly, May 23, 1999, at the Over the Edge pay-per-view in Kansas City. Owen was set to descend from the rafters as his comedic superhero persona, the Blue Blazer. It was supposed to be a fun, lighthearted moment, but instead, disaster struck.
Owen Hart was going to make a very spectacular superhero-like entrance from the rafters, and something went terribly wrong here.
As he was being lowered down, something went terribly wrong with the harness. In an instant, Owen fell 78 feet into the ring. It was a surreal, gut-wrenching moment. I'll never forget the silence that swept over the crowd, the horror in the announcers' voices. Despite the best efforts of paramedics, Owen tragically died due to blunt force trauma. He was just 34 years old, and for many of us, that night marked the end of an era in wrestling, one where risks were taken without fully realizing the price. Owen wasn't just a great wrestler, he was a beloved figure, full of kindness and humility. His death still feels unreal to this day.
Everything is deplorable here in the WWF.
But why you?
Why me? Because the WWF needs a superhero like the Blue Blazer. One that can protect good from evil.
Have you ever witnessed a routine move turn fatal? Aguayo Jr., a Mexican wrestling legend, tragically died in the ring on March 21, 2015. During a match with Rey Mysterio, Aguayo took a simple drop kick to the neck, but something went horribly wrong. He slumped against the ropes and never regained consciousness. The audience, as well as his fellow wrestlers, were unaware of the gravity of the situation until it was too late. His cause of death was later revealed to be a cervical spine injury, and his passing sent shockwaves through the community.
When we have to get the news that one of our brothers passes away, it's really hard.
When the ring becomes a deadly battlefield, Mitsuharu Misawa, one of Japan's greatest wrestling icons, died after a match on June 13, 2009. Known for his resilience and legendary bouts, Misawa took a routine back suplex during a tag team match, but the impact caused severe spinal trauma. He collapsed in the ring and was rushed to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Misawa's death highlighted the physical toll that wrestling takes on the body, and it forever changed the landscape of professional wrestling in Japan.
ミサワが体を返す。さあどうだ。取った
Have you ever heard of a true hero's final act? For me, that's exactly how I'll always remember Shad Gaspar. On May 17, 2020, he was enjoying a sunny day at Venice Beach with his son. The waves were strong, but Shad was a towering figure, confident, powerful. I can picture him smiling, probably laughing with his son as they splashed around in the water. But suddenly, the tides changed, and they were pulled into a dangerous riptide. Lifeguards rushed to help, and in that moment, Shad made the ultimate decision. He pointed to his son and shouted, "Save him," choosing his boy's life over his own. While his son was rescued, Shad was pulled under the waves, disappearing into the ocean. For days I followed the news, hoping for a miracle, but his body was found days later. He was just 39. Shad's final moments weren't about fame or glory. They were about love, sacrifice, and the purest form of heroism. His legacy is forever etched in my heart.
With a double team, saves the Spirit Squad, and Primetime wins it.
Have you ever witnessed something so tragic unfold right before your eyes, yet felt powerless to stop it? That's exactly how I felt on January 7th, 2000, when Gary Albright collapsed during a wrestling match. He was in the ring, mid-match, when suddenly he took a heavy blow and fell to the mat, never to get back up. It was later revealed that a heart attack claimed his life that night, at just 36 years old. Albright, known for his brute strength and technical prowess, had a larger-than-life presence. Seeing him go so suddenly and so publicly was a moment I'll never forget.
The referee got to be on top. The referee has to be on top. Then he better stop. I don't know. Why is he even bothering to count? Yeah, he stopped the count.
The Von Erich family is wrestling royalty, but their story is one of the most heartbreaking in WWE history. Kerry Von Erich's death on February 18, 1993, at just 33, stunned me. He was a powerhouse in the ring, and I never imagined the struggles he faced behind the scenes. But Kerry wasn't the first. His brother David Von Erich passed in 1984 at only 25, leaving fans devastated. He was on the brink of even greater stardom when his life was tragically cut short.
A back alley bash. David.
Then came Mike Von Erich's passing in 1987, at just 23. The Von Erichs were beloved by fans, but their lives were marked by unimaginable pain. Their legacy will always remind me of the darker side of fame and the unseen battles people often face.
And sub-belts we have ever had in world-class championship wrestling. David Von Erich is the winner.
Have you ever heard the kind of story that sends a chill down your spine? That's exactly how I felt when I first learned about Bruiser Brody's death. On July 17, 1988, Brody, a legend in the wrestling world, was stabbed to death in a locker room in Puerto Rico. It's hard to imagine. 1 minute you're preparing for a match, and the next, everything unravels in the most brutal way. Brody had a reputation for being tough in the ring, but it was a confrontation with Jose Gonzalez, a fellow wrestler, that turned deadly. They were in the locker room before a match when an argument escalated and Gonzalez fatally stabbed him. The most shocking part? Despite multiple witnesses, Gonzalez claimed it was self-defense and he was acquitted after a trial in Puerto Rico. No jail time, nothing. How could someone so beloved be taken in such a senseless way, and the perpetrator just walks free? It's a dark chapter in wrestling history, one that fans like me will never forget. Have you ever seen someone who seemed unstoppable? That's how Chyna felt to me, a true force in WWE. Born Joanie Laurer, Chyna broke every barrier, becoming the first woman to compete against men in the ring, and she did it with unmatched strength and confidence. Watching her dominate felt like witnessing history. She wasn't just a wrestler, she was a game changer, proving women could stand toe-to-toe with the best. But behind her powerful persona, Chyna faced personal battles. Her struggle with addiction became public, and on April 17, 2016, she was found dead at 46 from an overdose of alcohol and medication. It was a gut punch. To see someone so strong fall was a heartbreaking reminder of how vulnerable we all are. Chyna will always be remembered as a pioneer, but her story is also one of silent struggle.
Ladies and gentlemen, we wouldn't be where we're at or who we are without the contributions of the ninth wonder of the world, Chyna.
The deaths of these WWE superstars remind us that even the toughest athletes can face battles we'll never truly understand. Their legacies remain etched in wrestling history, but their shocking losses still haunt the fans and industry alike. Which of these stories surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights into the world of wrestling. Stay tuned, because there are more unforgettable stories yet to come.